Hey everybody, this is Linda Bartolucci with Ink Stamp and Scrap. Thanks for joining me tonight. You'll see we're in a different place, which is pretty exciting. We're going to try YouTube tonight. So I'm just going to bring myself in here. There we go. Hey everybody. All right, let me bring up the comments here. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a couple minutes for people to come in and then we will get started. Sorry, my setup for tonight is my laptop's a little bit farther away. Hi Sue, glad you're here. So it's a little farther away than I want it to be, but we're gonna figure all this out. I'm really happy that I was able to provide this platform because I think more people are gonna be able to watch. I get emails pretty much every week saying, are you ever going to switch over to YouTube, because I'm not a fan of Facebook anymore. So I'm happy to make the switch. You can still watch this on Facebook. I did link the YouTube URL, so you should be able to get it there. Hi Kathy, glad you could join us. All right, so if you saw in the description, we're going to do a bridge card tonight. I'm actually going to do two of them. Since it's my first time and this is still kind of a new setup for me, I'm just going to ask you guys to give me a thumbs up for sound. I'm guessing video since you can see me, but just let me know that the sound is okay. I guess there's quite a delay. I'm not sure, but we'll have to see. Anyway, all right, so I'm just going to kind of talk you through what we're going to do tonight. Let me shift this stuff around. Oh, great, Sue. Thank you very much. You're welcome to the way you share it here, which Sue has already promptly done, is that you just click on the share with the swoop arrow and it'll bring a whole dialogue down, and you can share it to Facebook. You can share it to anywhere you want. If you're new to my Wednesday workshops, the way my drawings work is that I pick someone from the comments during the night, and then I also pick somebody who commented the word shared. Now, I haven't tried this on YouTube yet since I haven't had an audience to do it with, so I am going to tell you tonight, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do as prizes, but I'm not going to actually do the drawing tonight because I'm just not sure how it's all going to work out. I might have to use a random number generator and look at the chat to find the live comments, but we will make this work. Oh, good. I'm glad you like this live. Okay, good. And you see me and hear me fine. That's perfect. Okay. So anyway, I do draw from the live comments, and I also draw from those who shared. If you're on Team Replay, love that you're here. And I will also start drawing somebody from Team Replay over the weekend in between my lives, and I will post a comment that you are a winner. So we will actually move to 3 winners, 1 for sharing, 1 for being in the chat, and 1 for Team Replay. So the way that you end up in all 3, if you want to, is to go back and like the video and comment on the video that you're part of Team Replay and what you liked best. You can also share it and put a comment under the video or in the chat with the word shared, past tense, S-H-A-R-E-D. And then just commenting during the chat, asking me questions, letting me know how things are going, laughing at the silliness. That is always me, because I tend to lose something under a piece of cardstock or whatever every single time we do these. So you're welcome to give me a laugh emoji if that's what you need to do. Anyway, let's see if I can get this started. I keep looking over to, I guess, my right. I'm not sure if it's your left. But anyway, my laptop's over there. I'm going to try to bring it a little bit closer. But did I go on the Maui trip for Stampin' Up? No, I did not. The Maui trip was earned during the year that we were in the process of Bruce retiring, the house being sold, Taryn graduating from nursing school, and Jay graduating from undergrad, not in that particular order. So it was just not a year to try and do something like that. But I do appreciate that you thought that I might have earned it with all that going on. So that's pretty, I like that. All right, let me see what I got going here. I am going to put that there, and then I'm going to put that there. We're going to shrink me down. I know it's like shaking just a little bit. I'm trying not to touch this super hard. Okay, and then I do believe, woohoo! Okay, there we go. All right, so, oh, I think the subscribe is up on, I'll have to look at that. Okay, when it makes the transition. Okay. Anyway, I'm already transitioned in my live time, and I'm looking to see when you guys catch up with me. I know you're about 20 seconds behind. There it goes. Yeah, the subscribe's kind of over me a little bit, but you can still see what I'm doing, so I'm going to leave it like that for tonight. We'll make adjustments going forward. It's all a learning experience. Okay, so tonight we are using the hand-penned stamp set, and actually, I'm not going to open it because 90% of it is out. But there are dies that coordinate, that cut out these two large bouquets. And then there's an overlay die that works with this bouquet of flowers. I love the font. It's beautiful. And then all of these stamps are designed to insert to the two bouquets to give you a two-step stamping look at it. All right, so I think it's going to be a quiet evening as far as how many of us are here, but we're just going to keep pushing forward because I remember eons ago when we started on Facebook, it was this way too. So, all right, and I, in all honesty, did not advertise this as much as I could have because I was worried how the technology was going to work. So you will see a lot more about next week's live, not in-person video. We'll talk about that in a minute. And the following week when we are back to doing a real live. Okay, so we're going to use the hand penned and we're going to make bridge cards. So what I'm going to show you now is the two bridge cards that we're going to make. Both of them fit in a traditional A2 size envelope. So I'm not going to say first, it's just whichever one I grab. But if you want to, this is going to be up for a second or two while I talk through it, and you can take a screenshot so that you have the dimensions and everything. I can move this away and explain that in a moment or two. So, all right, so the tall, skinny version of the bridge card, you start with a piece of cardstock that is 5 1/4 by 5 3/4, and you score each side, these two sides, at 3/4 and 1 1/2. So I scored it at 3/4 and 1 1/2. Then I flipped it around and did the same thing. So I didn't give you the across measures. I just gave you these two. And then I noted on this that the middle section is 2 3/4 inch wide by 5 1/2. And it's my recommendation, just to make the bridge work easier, that you minimally make this your bridge 3 1/2. You know, you can make it just over 2 3. It just has to be bigger than the width of the middle, so it could be just 3 inches, but that doesn't give you a lot to play with. So I would recommend that you go for 3 1/2 if you're just going to do a straight bridge. Tonight we're going to use die cuts for our bridges, but that's my recommendation if you decide to do this on your own. All right, the other card is 4 1/4 by 8. So 4 1/4 by 8, and you score it at 1 1/4 and 2 1/2. So the bridge is always the first score, you double it for the second score, and then you spin it around and do the same thing here. The middle of this one is 3 inches wide by 4 1/4 high, and the bridge, to be comfortable, I recommend 4 inches, but it's up to you. The reason I did more on this one is that you have taller gaps here, so you can afford a little bit of a wider bridge. Up to you. The big thing about a bridge card is that the bridge, which you'll see in a moment, has to be able to go from this side to this side. So since the middle is 3 inches here, when it bridges, because the card will actually stay just like this, you want the bridge to touch these two. And then when you send it, you're folding it like this, and that's how it's going in the envelope. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. and it works that way on the other one too. All right, so let's see how we do here. Like I said, we're going to use hand penned, and we are going to use 2 different pieces of the designer series paper. And I just wanted to show you a little tool that is on my website. So we're going to use these 2 sheets right here. And if you look at my designer series paper color guide, you can see that hand penned is listed and all the colors are listed. So now if this works, I am going to bring up my website. So we'll see how this works. Okay, and I'm going to show you where on my website you can go. You just go under the words Stampin' Up. This is inkstampandscrap.com. That's me. You go to the catalogs. And when you bring up the catalogs, you'll see an image of the current annual catalog. And the first link underneath it is the designer series paper guide. You click on that and it will bring up the document that I'm showing you here, and you can print it off and save it. I always keep this by my craft table just to just to make sure that I know what colors there are. Okay, still dealing with technology, getting myself back and talking to you at the same time. I'm just going to keep making excuses tonight. I promise it won't be this way pretty soon. All right, so what we have here is we have pale papaya, a little bit of daffodil, I think, right? Daffodil? Cinnamon cider. Daffodil. And mint macaron. And then on this one, we have I'm going to use the garden green, which is the darker green, misty, and the pale papaya again. So hopefully this is all going to work great. And you'll see how it all comes together. We are going to do a little bit of die cutting too. So that's a new thing for me to do on camera. I try not to have to do that very often. All right. For some reason, one of my pens is sticking out. So we're just going to say goodbye to those. All right. Okay. So the first one we're going to do is the tall card. And the most important thing when you're making this is you want to make sure that you burnish the folds really well. So you're going to fold in on the second score line, and then you're going to fold back on the first one. And you just want to make sure that you burnish that really well. And again, you're going to fold in on the second score line, and you're going to fold back on the first one. Okay, there we go. So we are going to use this one. I think I'm doing fine. Had my son stop over the other day because I hit a button or something. Well, that's good. I'm glad, Sue. All right, so this, like I said in the diagram I gave you, the middle is 2 3/4 by 5 1/2, and that's how big this piece of cardstock is. So we can slide that in right away and we get a whole step done, and then after that we're going to start stamping. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. Here we go. Oh, hey Chris. Is it really Chris? Or is it Jenny? I'm thinking it's Jenny. Okay, and KA made it too. So I think some of you have different handles when you're on Gmail. So let me know who you are in the Stampin' world. I don't think I've seen a tall bridge card. Cool. I always love when I do something new for you because sometimes that doesn't work. Okay, so here is a pro tip. We are doing paper crafting. We try as hard as we can to measure really well, but it doesn't always work. On this card, this edge is gonna mess me up. So you do have to trim. So you wanna make sure that you have some trimming scissors nearby because you don't want anything to get in the way. Oh, here are my snips. That's what I need. All right, so I am gonna snip this off. That was the other reason that I wanted to put You would think that putting the designer series paper down would be one of the last things I do, but I did not want to get going and have the bridge in and then realize that this is too wide. So if you're going to put a full panel of anything, cardstock, stamped cardstock, paper, or anything, double check it and make sure that it's really tucked in the middle section. Otherwise, it'll curl and it just won't look nice, and we don't want that. All right, there we go, into the drawer. Okay, so now let's do our stamping, which I have around here. Here we go, and it's going to be this one. And I'm going to get my stamping mat. Just give me a second to get a little organized here. This is also interesting. We'll just say that, interesting. All right, so garden green are the leaves. We're going to start with those. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way too. All right, so it's got something on it that is going to make it impossible to pick the ink up. Okay, it's got like a little piece of cardstock on it. Okay. All right, I need to know that this is actually working. Oh, we used hand penned another time. There's the same leaf. Okay, so I'm going to put this here, and then, oh, it's kind of upside down. That might be annoying. Let's make it right side up. Okay, so I'm going to use garden green, and I'm going to, do I need to do this? Let's see. Kind of feel like I might not need to on this one. Okay, there's that. But I feel like, yep, this is the one. Okay. So one thing I've learned about hand penned is I like it a lot better when I stamp everything off. And yep, this goes this way. Okay. Oh, and after saying that, I didn't stamp that one off. Well, oh well. All right. And then, okay, so I need, good thing I have this drawer next to me this time. All right, so there's a leaf here, and I don't want to get it on my flower, so I'm going to very sloppily mat that. Stamp off, and there we go. Stamp on. Okay, and of course I got some green on my finger. So now we'll pull this off. Not too bad. Okay, then we're gonna take, there we go, the big flower. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, thanks, Sue. You took care of it. All right. So now we're gonna do, the bigger flower is gonna be in papaya, and the smaller flower is gonna be in pale papaya, excuse me, and the smaller flower is going to be, I'm going to turn it this way, in Misty Moonlight. We're going to do full pale because it's such a light color, so I'm not going to stamp this off. Okay, and then we're going to do this flower, which I think is this one. Yeah, it is. We're going to do that in Misty Moonlight, and I will stamp that off because it is super bold. Oh, yes, I'm using the hand penned. I'm using this stamp set, actually the bundle. We're going to use the dies too, and then it's the same designer series paper. It's the hand penned designer series paper. Got some interesting stuff there. All right, so it was this one. Yeah, it is. But it needs to be, ooh, interesting. Okay, stamped off, It's definitely that way. I know I keep looking up. I'm just not sure. I just don't want to pull it out of camera view, but I was trying to get a little closer to me. All right, that one's more off than the rest, but we're gonna go with it. All right, I'm die cutting this so I don't have to worry about the fact that I have little smudges along the side. And then we're gonna do the whole bridge and add this on. So the first thing I'm gonna do is die cut this. I'm gonna set these two here, and we'll bring in our die cut machine. And I have my die right here. Let's move this over here so you can see what I'm doing. So this one goes right there. All right, so I need the white plate and the two clears. There we go. I could have cheated and cut this earlier, but I wanted to give you a chance to see what's going on. So I'm gonna line this up. I could also grab some Post-it tape, but the nice thing is with the mini, it stays pretty level and it's pretty easy to do. Okay, so that's lined up. I know you can't see all of it, but trust me, what you can see is lined up, so it's working. Come on, this happened last time too. I was cutting with this thing all day, but all right, so what happens, there we go. One thing I've noticed with this is that your sandwich has to be all the way. I have a really hard time getting it through when my sandwich isn't all the way. Now, if I'm standing up, tonight I'm sitting down because I've been standing a lot today. If I'm standing up, it seems to go a little easier. Oh, and I'm back at the gym and we did a lot of arms yesterday and they're sore. So even doing this kind of hurts. All right, Karen. All right, hi Karen. Oh, Alberti, right? Is that the KA? I hope so. All right. Okay, so there we go. This is gonna go in the center of our card, but first we need a bridge underneath. Okay. Set that there and put this, put that there so it's easier to grab next time. Okay. There we go. All right, so this is the card as we started it. And then Jenny and Karen, I know you weren't, I think you popped in a little bit later. Anybody else that's popped in a little later, if you go back a mark or so, I will try to chapter this. I will definitely put a chapter mark if you're on Team Replay for where I show the diagrams with all the dimensions. If you are not familiar with what that means, if you look down in the description, there will be links to timestamps, and one of the timestamps will be the dimensions. So you can scoot right to that. Okay, let's get this one going. So I am going to use one of the labels from the Hippo Happiness bundle, which is actually, I don't think a bundle anymore. Anyway, so what you want to do is this is going to be the bridge, and then we're going to put dimensionals and add our flower on top that I have carefully tucked under there so I don't lose it. We're just doing note cards tonight because just putting these two together is going to take a little time. So what I found I like best, everybody has their preference. I like making these with glue dots. So I am just going to put glue dots on the end here. The very edge of each of these sides where it's the widest. And then we're going to attach the left one because that's just the way I've been doing this. And then we're going to fold it and attach the right. And you will see what I mean in just a moment. Okay, so I have glue dots. Well, you can see that. I have glue dots on there. I only have three over here, but two over here. There we go. And then I'm just going to move this over here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down like this, and I'm keeping the right side up, and I'm attaching the left side. I'm just going to, I feel like there was something. Oh, I know what I was going to do. All right, time out. I felt like there was something missing, and there is. I have these cute little pale papaya. I knew there was something that would add a little bit of color. All right, so for these, we're gonna go ahead and just use Stampin' Seal. And then I'm gonna trim them down. I knew there was something else. Okay, so these measure 3/4 of an inch, which is the same width as each of the pieces that we scored at the beginning. Much nicer than the straight piece. Yep, I totally agree. I knew I did something so it wasn't quite so much pale papaya all at once. So thankfully I remembered, because if I put the bridge down, then that's the way it would have been. Okay, so there's that one. Now we're going to use my snips. I always, when I do something like this, my word of advice is to make these longer than you need them and then trim them once you get them down. It's just a lot easier because every once in a while they're a little off. And it's okay if they're longer, but it's not good if they're shorter. Can you tell I forgot to grab the garbage can and bring it over? All right. So I'm going to have a nice little stack of scraps over there when we're done. Okay. Did you say what the... I think I answered that. The DSP is hand penned. It's kind of nice they have all the same names. So if you go to my website to shop and you just put in hand penned, you're going to see all of this stuff. All right, now that that's got a little more oomph to it, let's put this down. So again, I have a couple glue dots over here and a few glue dots here. And first, I'm going to get this out of the way, and I'm going to, I just want the edge to go over. I just want to make sure. Okay, I might go a little over the edge. Let me show you why. Because these glue dots, if you look at this edge right here, these two glue dots are a little bit farther in, so that if I don't put this over, you want the whole glue dot on is basically what I'm saying. So I'm just going to eyeball the center of this, and I want the whole glue dot on, and I want to stick it to the designer series paper. You always want it to go on the top of the shadow box is kind of what it ends up looking like, but the bridge. And now what I want to do is switch it so that this one's folded and this one's stretched. And I need to go a little more. Shoot. Otherwise I'm going to end up with it too. Okay. It helps if you measure first, but anyway. Okay, so now I'm going to go this way. That looks better. And I can make this even. I'll show you an easier way to do this. I need to look at it square on. There we go. An easier way to make sure this all works in just a second. All right, there we go. So now we have our bridge. So when you mail the card, you're going to lay it flat. But when it comes to the recipient, when they get it out of their envelope, it's going to pop right up. If they want to display it, it's going to stay up with no trouble at all. And now all we need to do is grab a few dimensionals and pop this thing up. So, there's my tear and tape. Okay. So I'm going to use regular size dimensionals on this piece. And hang on, I'm going to put 2 here because I know that'll work. But I want to see, yeah, I don't want to go, there we go. Okay. Because I don't want the dimensionals to be poking out here. So I'm going to do 2 there. And then I'm just going to do them around this way. Oh, you can't see that. There we go. I am going to play with my cameras this week and get this to work better. You might see me go live again during the week. You're welcome to pop on and say hi, but I promise that, oh, I might as well tell you about my schedule while we're doing this. But I am not doing another live next Wednesday. I am going to schedule a video to premiere at 7 o'clock. So if y'all want to chat while it's running for the first time, you're welcome to. I will jump on if I can, but we are visiting family and I don't know the schedule and I haven't seen my dad in a long time. So I am going to just kind of leave it up to fate whether I make it on or not, but there will be something for you guys to watch. All right, so there we go. There is our first bridge card. So again, you put it flat to ship it or to mail it. It goes in a regular A2 size envelope, and then when it comes to somebody, there it is. Okay, so let's try our second. Oh, how about we add some ribbon? I forgot I made this cute little bow over here because that bundle of ribbon with the Misty Moonlight twine, that's silver and white and Misty Moonlight all together, is still in the catalog, which is very cool. And I still have it, so we're going to use it. All right, so I already have my bow done. And we're just going to add this over, over here. There we go. Okay, there we go. Thanks. All right, card number 1. Let's move on to door prizes. Let me show you why it's worth chatting tonight. And if you're on Team Replay, it's worth giving me some love in the comments and liking the video, because these are the prizes that I am giving away. I really appreciate, thanks Caroline, or Carol-Ann, sorry. I appreciate that. These are the prizes that I'm giving away. So I'm going to draw, I haven't decided what's what. I'm just telling you there are 4 6x6 packages of paper. This is the way I do my paper share. So this is just a sample. This is the paper share amount that you would get for this one. If you participated in my whole paper share, you'd get everything. But somebody is going to, 2 people from the chat are going to win tonight. 1 person who shares and 1 person who comments on Team Replay. Remember, the Team Replay drawing will take place over the weekend, and the other 2 I will do right after we stop the live. I just want to make sure I can do it the way I used to do it on Facebook, and if that doesn't work, then I have a couple backup methods, but I don't want to make you guys labor through that. All right, so now let's do the short and fat one. Short and wide, what's the better way to say it? The hamburger one, I like that. All right, so this one, let me bring that back in. This one starts off at 4 1/4 by 8. You score it at 1 1/4 and 2 1/2. The bridge should be at least 4 inches, and the middle is 3 by 4 1/4. So remember, this is my recommendation that it's 4 inches, but it needs to be a little over 3 to be able to attach to either side and make sure that you actually get the bridge effect. All right. I'm glad you like them, Kathy. Hopefully you're a winner. All right, so remember, we're going to fold in the closest score, and then we're going to fold back the first score. So here we go. And then we're going to fold in. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at the paper I chose, and I'm wondering if that's actually cinnamon cider. But you know what? I'm criminalizing you with me. I decided it was pale papaya, and I think that it's more cinnamon. So I'm going to put this in, but we're going to use a pale papaya bridge because that's what I have cut, unless I have another one. Oh, no, we're going to use a white one. Oh, look at that. Okay, we're going to use a white bridge. Right? Yes, we are. Okay, awesome. Never mind. Everything's perfect. Forget I said anything. Okay. So here we go. I am going to put the backing, the middle in. And really, this is the order that you want to do this in. You want to do the middle first, because once you start building the card, it gets really challenging to do the middle. So you want to put the middle in, and you want to make sure that it doesn't interfere with the way the card's going to fold. I think this one's much better than the last one. Yeah, it's not curling, it's not in the way. So the first thing I check is to make sure that it's not too long. And if it is, when I folded it back, you would be able to see designer series paper sticking out on one side or the other, and it's not. So yay, that works. Okay, this is Blush Blossom. We are going to take the other, where is it? Nope, that's the first one. Here it is. Ha, I knew I had it. Okay, we're going to take this one and we're going to stamp it, but then I have an extra special treat for you and I will show you what we're going to do to this one. All right, so the first thing I need to do, hang on, these are these still, these are, do they look like they're the same green? No, I really think this is mint. I think this is supposed to be the mint ones. Let's see. Let's do this. Where? Oh, I know I put it somewhere. I put it somewhere so I'd be able to grab it, and then I covered it up. There we go. All right, I have my Simply chamois here, which even though it's super dirty, it still works. So I'm going to clean off these leaves. And I'm going to grab that piece of cardstock that I already used because I literally can't decide here. I'm going to pop my mint macaron. I'm just going to use the big leaf. I think that looks good. Yeah, I think I'm going to do, oh, you guys can't see. I think that looks right. I think the other green is way too dark, which would be good. Sue, I'd love to see what you make with the tall one. Oh yeah, that has way too much yellow in it. This one has more blue. Okay, so I was right. This one is mint macaron. Okay, good. Phew, got that right. Okay, so we are going to do pale papaya and blush blossom for the flowers. And what did I just do with the cleaner? I literally told you I would lose something. All right, so let's clean off. I'm cleaning off the medium size flower that was, I don't even really, oh, Misty Moonlight. Cleaning off our darker leaf. Let's see how we do here. All right. If you would take a minute to do the YouTube things, if you have not subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. And if you could please give the video a thumbs up. There's my thumb. Wait. Ha! A thumbs up. If you could give the video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it because it does help me with the algorithm, and then more people will know that we're having a great time and this is the place to be. All right, so we're going to start with the pale papaya this time, and that goes that way. So I am going to do this one here. Okay, and then we're going to do, actually I think I'm gonna do the little ones in pale papaya as well. So that's these guys. These are the little flowers. The little flowers. And I think, oh. I love that there's not really a right or a wrong, but there kind of is. Okay, there we go. So, oh, there's that one. Is there a little tiny one? Did I miss one? Let's see here. Because I have like two smallish flowers. Yep, that's what they gave us. Two smallish ones. Okay. Well, that's what we have. That's what we have. So then, I guess. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me answer that question. The other thing that you're right, Sue. You could definitely, where's the finish card? Here we go. All right, you have two choices as far as writing a greeting. You could attach a piece of white cardstock here, or you could, because this doesn't weigh very much, you didn't use much in terms of materials, you could attach a full card here if you wanted to. Not a 4.5 by, or a 4 1/4 by 5.5, but you have those middle dimensions. This is 2 3/4 by 5.5. So you could do 2 3/4 by 11 and fold it in half, and then it would be a note card that you could put on the back. Next time we do bridge cards, and we will do these again, I will show you these with an attached note card. Hope that helps. All right, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with this. Okay, I'm gonna do this one, and then it's still the small one. Yep, okay. Well, no, that's gonna be way too big. So I'm going to take my light pale papaya blend, and I'm gonna take care of that. I would do this with the blush blossom if there was one, but there's not. So now we're gonna do that because it kind of coordinates. That works. I'm happy with that. All right, now let's do, come on, you get in there. All right, now let's do blush blossom on the one remaining. Probably went a little too wild on the pale papaya. Okay, it's the bigger one here. So we're gonna go like that. Okay, there's my blush blossom. And then I'm gonna use my mint macaron because we figured out that is the correct leaf color for this one. So I have 2 big leaves at the bottom, and I think I'm gonna do full color on this so that that's there. I'm gonna do this and this. And then I think the other ones are all small. There's like a real point on one end of the leaf, and then the other end is a little more rounded. And I'm just do the pointier end to the outside of the leaf and just make my way around. There we go. Okay. All right. So there we go. Probably should have had a little bit more. Nope. I don't have a blush blossom blend. And that's what I need to do because I stamped this in Memento ink. So I don't want to marker it too much because it might smudge. So we're just going to go with this. All right. So now let's take the coordinating die, and it's going to go like, maybe not. Maybe it's going to go this way. It's going to go, no, it is going to go like that. Aha, there we go. Okay, it's going to go like this-ish. Yep. Okay, so it's going to go like that. So let's put this up here. It's not going to stay. I don't know why I'm even trying. All right, put that up there. Bring in our die cut machine. How we doing? Oh, look at us. We're cruising, ladies. All right. So we're going to get this in here. Oh, good. You'll be able to see it come out over here. So I'm going to stack my sandwich up. Yeah, I love that they're not exact. I think they could have given us like one more there. Okay, I will say in the dies, there's lots. I mean, there's multiples of the little tiny flowers. But then if that's what you fill your like stamped image with, I feel like it defeats why stamp it in the first place, because you're going to have the whole paper over it. But maybe it's just a guide. I don't know. There are many, many more things I'm going to do with this bundle. Just stay tuned. All right, so now, okay. So here we go. This is cut. All right, now one of the cool things about this bundle when you get the dies is that there is a coordinating overlay die. I think I showed this to you guys last time, but I'm going to show it to you again. I'm just going to lay it on here so you can see. Let me grab the back of this so it's a little schmutzed, but it's more white. So there is this overlay die that you get, and I cut it out of the rose foil paper that we have in the July to June catalog because I just thought, how cool is that with the blush blossom? All right. So you just kind of lay it on here. It's not perfect, just like the inserts, but it just gives such, oh, well, if you could see it, it just gives such a pop to the card. So there it is with the gold or the rose foil, and there it is, boring and not. All right. Okay, so what I did is I cut this out so you could see it, and then I realized gluing it down is really going to be painful. So I ran it through again with the multi-purpose adhesive sheet on the back. So now the whole thing, when I peel this off, will be sticky, which is great, but it's really sticky. It's like tear and tape sticky. So you only get one chance. My head might get in the camera, but I really want this to work. So I'm going to try, okay, that's backwards for sure, because I have this flower here and this flower here. So what I figured out, because I did this a few times, is if you get this middle and this middle going, then, I mean, because it's not perfect, then everything else just sort of works. Not perfect. It's just not perfect. But there we go. Okay. So there it is. Let me bring it a little. I don't know if I can do this. I don't think I can. Let's try. Okay. We're going to take a little TV time out here, and I'm going to try and see if I can do this. So if there we go. Okay, so now you can see this much better. Okay, so now I've learned something. That's what I need to do. Okay, so let's bring in our card, and if I need to zoom back, I will. So this is going to go on top, but remember we're going to have the white bridge. So we're going to bridge this a little bit here and a little bit here, and we should be just fine. Because this is a little bit longer. This is what I mean. This is just a little bit longer than the center. So this is like 3 1/4 inches. So I don't have a lot of space. I think I'm actually going to use liquid glue this time because I don't have a lot of extra. So what I'm going to do is grab that. Aha. And I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glue on, oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to show you, if you want to know exactly where the middle is, you can measure 2 1/8 is right here. So if you want to take, if I have a pencil. Yep, there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is on this score mark, I'm going to mark where the 2 1/8 is, because it'll help me know where, well, I don't have to do that. I can just go like this. I can see where the 2 1/8 is, so that's the center, and I can do that over here, and it will help me when I line up the card. So that's 2 1/8, so that's the middle. And then on this, the middle of, well, I'm going to use the 2-inch mark here. This is, oh, fantastic. It's 1 1/8. So that means 1/2 and 1/16 is the middle. It's 1 1/8. So I half the 1 inch, which is 1/2 an inch, and then one more little mark here is the 16th, and that gives me my 1/2 inch mark. So I can line those up when I do my gluing. So I'm just going to put a little bit of, I don't need a lot. I need a very thin line on both sides here. Just a little bit. It's probably more than I want, but okay. All right, and we're going to flip it over, and I'm going to line these two up and then just go over a little bit. So they're lined up, and I'm just going to move over a little bit. They're lined up. I'm going to move over a little bit and glue that down. I want to make sure I glued it down so it won't stick. Is it level? Yep. Okay, just gonna hold it for a minute. We can chat about the fact that I said it earlier, but I just want to say it again. I will not be live next Wednesday, but there will be a video that goes up on Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock. Through the magic of technology, I can get that video done for you and schedule it for 7 o'clock next Wednesday. So you will have something fun to watch. I'm going to schedule it as a premiere so you guys can chat and watch it together if you want to. And, oh, that was dumb. Okay. And if that's not how it works out and I'm not able to join you, I'm sorry, but I haven't seen... Ooh, I need a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to try this again. Okay. So this is super challenging because it's just barely over and I was doing it the wrong way. So let's think about this. What do I have here that's going to work? Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I am going to do this one. And we'll see if I can get it to work right this time. So I'm barely going to put glue right here. And I'm barely going to put glue right, hopefully you can see that, here. And then we're going to fold this in. And I'm going to put that right there. And I got glue on my finger. This can be a little messy. It's a little easier to do with a bigger bridge. Kind of slided myself on this one. And that's definitely cinnamon cider. So we're a little off there too. Okay. And then I'm going to fold this back. I'm going to fold this one in. We're still going to be a little short. Yep. We're still going to be a little short. Okay. Well, you know what? Try number 2. So I'm going to take a little bit of this. This is what you do when you're paper crafting. You improvise. So we're going to cut this on the score line because this was my backup tall one. And I'm going to cut this a little bit bigger than this. So now you can see I'm adding this. There we go. Now we should be able, not as pretty as I wanted it to be, but it will work. Okay. So now we can fold this in and we can glue this here. Actually, I'm gonna make sure it works because it's a little off in general now. There we go. Okay, the sides aren't even. Oh, I have an idea, but we can make that work too. Let that dry, not going far. I have more of that foil and we're gonna save this card. There we go. All right, so I am going to take, the card is gonna go away. We're going to use the paper trimmer and we're just gonna do a 1/2 inch on the foil and we're gonna add that to both sides. It's gonna cover up all of my little messes and it's gonna look gorgeous. Okay. Get that out of the way. And I am going to take seal, go right down here. And then this is gonna line up right on the edge as if it was meant to be there. Look at that. As if I always intended for it to look that way. All right. And here we go. Now this one is gonna go right up to this. It's gonna be just a tiny bit off, but we'll survive. This one's a little bit over. Okay. And then we're just gonna trim all 4 of these. I'm gonna do this way. You don't see what I'm doing. I'm still getting used to the camera angles. 1, 2. Why does this one not want to cooperate? Well, first of all, because there's too much stuck there. Okay, 3 and I can't see. That 4. Okay. Wow, way better. I know there's like a little 1/8 of an inch there or 1/16 of an inch, but I'll take it considering where we were at just moments ago. All right, let's add this in with our dimensionals, and I'm going to escape with 2 cool cards. All right, so I'm going to take dimensionals, and again, I'm just going to go in the middle here because of the bridge that I created. I need 1 more. So we'll just do these 5. I will practice my bridge card making skills, and you guys can too. You know, I do love to see what you make. You're welcome. You don't necessarily, I love when you mail me cards. I should say it that way. I absolutely adore it. But if you ever decide to make something that you saw on one of my videos, I would love for you to share it with me. You can always email me a picture or post it on my Facebook page, whatever you would like to. I would love to see what you guys make. Okay, so there we go. We have saved the day with the gold foiled card with the 2 strips on the side. So again, this will go down-ish. We really didn't do well with this one. But anyway, it should go down into your envelope and then pop back up and go to, I think that's the problem, is these were not straight. Like I said, I will work on my bridge card making skills, but this one came out perfect, and it will go flat and it will send to a friend. This one, got to work on it. Okay, but we will. All right, so those are the 2 cards for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. As I said, I have 2 drawings, actually 3 drawings. So if you are watching this and you are part of Team Replay, make sure you like the video and comment below. If you are watching live right now, I think everybody has said at least hello and commented on what you like and all that good stuff. So that gives you entries. If you click on the share with the swoop next to it and share this to Facebook, then that will also get you in a drawing to win one of these beautiful designer series papers that I'm giving away. Remember that if you share, I would like you to come back and comment that you shared so that I know it happened. I may need to order that foil paper. All right, you got to order it soon because it's ending at the end of June, and it's while supplies last starting next week, because next week they will announce what's staying and what's not. So stay tuned. All right, so as far as the Stampin' Up! Schedule goes, we are finishing off the January to June mini catalog, the one that had Pretty Perennials and all the other designer series papers and fun things, and the Snailed It stamp set that we used on previous lives. That is going to go into retirement next week. I will share with you the retirement list, and it will be while supplies last. Let me see if I can do that. Yep. Okay. And ooh, look at that. Okay. Hi. Now it's just me. Anyway, we are entering into the retired part of the January to June catalog. So next week it will be while supplies last. I do not know if things will be put on sale. They haven't told us yet, so we'll just have to see. As far as the annual catalog goes, if you still need a copy, please let me know. I'm happy to send one to you. And otherwise, I will be here next week with you virtually watching a fun video with another really cool fold for you guys to learn. And then on the following week, we will be back together live, but always on YouTube. You will find Facebook events to let you know, and the link to the video will be there. But as far as being able to live chat, you need to find me on YouTube. So again, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it, and thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening.